Hello, everyone, and welcome to League Review. This week, I am your host, William, and this week I have Brock
Hello.
and Brian.
Hello.
Messed up the intro a little bit, but that's okay.
Because it's different.
It's different now. It's League Review instead of Support Esports.
We're actually starting off even better because you didn't say all right.
I didn't, but it's still the same format because if you listened to the LPL yesterday, Lars has been sick all weekend, so this crunch weekend that we were going to do the whole thing in, we did not because he's been sick. So that sucks.
Dang it.
So,
cool, buddy.
But
the freaking quality of this
I know.
stream.
And no,
Just sleep now. No, I'm
yeah.
kidding.
And I also wanted to give a shout out to Tavara, who subbed to me last night when I wasn't live. So thank you for subbing very much. So with that, let's start with the preseason for LCS, and we'll start like we did the LPL, where we talk about the moves that happened first. Was not many. Unlike the LPL, which had about 30 moves in it, there was only about 4 or 5. First one, I'll just go down the list that I made. 100 Thieves, they signed Amazing, and they're starting Solingo in mid lane as a starter now. And Onda is on the Academy team, and now Ryu is back on the Academy team. So what do you guys think about those moves?
I'm going to speak before you because I started. I think we may see Ryu later in the split, depending on how Soligo does.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't hate it. I think Amazing. We'll see. I don't think he's been great as of late. I know he's been on the desk, but we'll see.
I didn't necessarily care for Ryu to begin with, so I think that move is good. I think signing Amazing, I think, would be pretty good for 100 Thieves as well. That's pretty good. Yeah, they're all interesting trades. They're all interesting pickups, I should say. I think literally anything else could possibly help them not do as bad as they did before, so guess we'll just see how that goes.
Yeah, I think Onda had a really bad split. I saw a really bad, or they had a really bad split for Onda last year. He had a good split before that in Summer Split, I thought. But I think Amazing isn't bad. I think it's an upgrade at the position, and I think we'll see Solingo as well play a little bit better than he did last year. He was kind of dumped into like a wildfire, like a hot pan there. Like, man,
yeah.
It was rough for him there. But I think it's okay. I think 100 Thieves as a whole should be better. And just in
They
general.
can't be that bad.
Oh, were they? You know, all Nest games were on YouTube. I was, if you were on the podcast last night, I could not find the Nest games at all, and the Chinese sites as well. I didn't go to the Chinese sites. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I think that they can't be 10th place. They can't be 10th place at all.
They have Bang and Afromu.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how they did as bad last split. I don't know, but you got to think that they've practiced together and they've got to be better.
I feel like we're a couple splits in now, though, saying how Afromu hasn't played up to what we expected him to play, though.
2 splits now, because 3 splits ago.
He was on CLG.
MVP.
Yeah.
Well, 2 is a couple.
yeah, I agree though. I agree that we have to see a lot from Afromu this split. If otherwise, this is the last split I give him if he has another bad split.
Okay, yeah. Think about it this way, Brock. Imagine in 2 years, Double Lift is like he switches to CLG again. He will never go back. He goes to Clutch. And he has a horrible split. We're like, he's Double Lift. He'll do better, but maybe he's getting washed. I just can't believe it yet. It's still Afromu. He's one of the reasons why I like CLG in the first place, so I can't let go.
Yeah.
I can believe it at this point, but I'm giving him one more shot type deal. You know?
Yeah,
Almost exactly. Where you don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
Because I like Afromu too, but it's like I'm pretty sure it's because we all know his potential and what he can do, and it didn't look nothing like what happened last split.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, all right, we're talking way too much about this one player.
Yeah, okay. Let's move on to Clutch then. Clutch made the move where they have Cody-san as their ADC now, and I'm unsure if Piglet is starting or not, but Piglet is moving to be a mid laner instead of, and they also have Demonte as their mid laner as well. So I'm wondering if who's going to be starting exactly. What do you guys think about? I think this is a really big move. Uh, I think that Cody-san, this might be a little biased towards my Immortal days, but I think that Cody-san is one of the best ADCs in the league. I think he has a mental issue. It must be. I have no idea why he wasn't on a team all last split, but I think talent-wise, he's one of the best. He doesn't do well in high-pressure situations, but during the regular season, he was like the main reason that 100 Thieves actually made it to finals in Spring Split in 2018 as well. And outside of that, then they kind of benched him for Worlds last year, and like we never saw him again. Like they benched him for the playoffs right before Worlds, and then they benched him throughout all of Worlds, and we never saw him again until he was just in the academy team. Now he's moved back up to Clutch's main team, and I think this is a really big move. I think that Piglet really struggled on traditional ADCs, where if he played something like the Aurelia bot lane, he was doing really well. So I would be curious to see how much playing time he gets as mid, because Demonte also had an okay split as well. So I think
he started off well.
He started
I don't
out
think
well, but
finished
he
well.
he didn't finish well. You are correct there. But yeah, I think that I'm pretty excited for Clutch this season, and to see. I see this as a big upgrade personally.
Yeah, I think it's for Clutch. I think it's like you said. I think it's really good. I personally would have liked to have seen him try and get a top laner because as much as I love Hooning, I think you either need to make him think you're going to replace him or look to actually replace him. Especially to have someone there for when he starts playing like we all know when he plays. So it either needs to be play mind games, right? Play mind games on him to where you're like, look, dude, you can be replaced. So you need to, not play like you've been playing.
It's been 3 splits in a row now. He's
Yeah,
hit the 3 splits that Afromoose hit 2.
Yeah, I mean, we all know the talent contract, but we don't need that. We don't need that top. Not in a pro game, at least.
Hey, that's it. We put Hooney on Talon. At least he'd be getting kills that way as well.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be for. Well, that's for Clutch. For CLG, this is, I think, the biggest move of the summer split. We have CLG at getting rid of Darshan and getting Ruin instead. So, Brian, I'll leave the floor to you for this one.
Ruin looked really strong, even though they didn't make it in the MSI play-ins, and he's been on European teams. I've watched the Welcome Ruin thing. They're in Korea boot camping right now. He speaks English. It's not perfect, but it's better. It's probably like impact level, and he's been here for a while. So I don't know. I'm excited. I think it may be scary because I know Darshan was a big voice, and now I don't think Ruin is going to be a voice because he's not a native English speaker. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't have their scrims and comms to watch, but that's just my assumption. So I'm excited.
Will Power of Evil take that, or Stixay, or Biofrost? It could be Biofrost.
It'll have to be Biofrost. Biofrost, I know they were trying to become more of the voice, and I'm assuming they were doing that because they knew they would be replacing Darshan. But who knows? I think Stixay's become a more confident player. He's a bona fide veteran now, so he's got international experience, so he could be a big voice. I think it's easier to have a support being your voice, personally, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think
we'll have to see.
I think that the move is good. If you didn't see MSI, Ruin was on 1907 Fenerbahce, and he absolutely he was destroying people, even Zeros from PvP from Vietnam. He was pretty much the best top laner in the wildcard play-ins, I thought. So seeing after the day or two after they got eliminated, he going to CLG
they pounced on him.
Yeah. They obviously liked what they saw, and they didn't like what they saw from Darshan the last 2 splits. Darshan was near the bottom, if not 10th. He was like 9th or 8th best top laner in the league last split, and the split before that. And it was definitely a very big weakness for CLG last split. So I like this move a lot, and I think this will actually put CLG as a playoff team. Not necessarily a strong playoff team, but a playoff team nonetheless. Which is, they've been in the playoffs in 3 splits now. Not necessarily like it's more teams make the playoffs than miss the playoffs, so it's not like a super hard thing necessarily to do, you know?
The odds are in your favor to make it.
Yeah, exactly. The next move we had FlyQuest. They signed Wadid, former G2 support from at Worlds last year. Wadid was on Rogue, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was on Rogue this year, and he got benched after a bit, and then he, I believe he came back towards the end of the split as well. I think this is a decent move. I don't think he's even starting though. I think JJ is still the starter for the team, so it's not that big of a move. At all, really. Like, I think FlyQuest is still a good team, but this is just a small move that they made that made the news a little bit.
Yeah.
And with that, let's go straight into our power ranking. That's all the moves that happened this offseason for LCS, at least. Power ranking.
What is that thing? What is that for TSM? Because it says Grig, and it's highlighted that that's a role swap.
Grig is been moved from inactive to active. I don't necessarily think he'll be starting, but he can actually play now because he's healed from his injury.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Our power rankings, we're going to do the power rankings a little bit differently. Instead of going through all of us, we're going to just go straight through this this average. I was pointing with my hand. I'm like, I should probably point with my mouse instead. But the average power rankings for all of us combined to make it go a little faster. We all unanimously have Team Liquid as the number one team this year. I think after a strong MSI performance outside the finals, coming in, upsetting IG in the greatest upset probably in league history, and they are the 3-time defending champions. I think that's pretty obvious that they should be, at the moment, the number one team on the power rankings. We have TSM as number 2 with a 2.3. Me and Brock had him at number 2. Brian had him at number 3. And so I think TSM very close to winning the spring split this year. Like, super close against Team Liquid. And just giving more experience to Broken Blade, he showed that he's actually really good when it counts. Like, he can play all those carries for TSM, and they can kind of carry through the top lane, which they really haven't done in a long time. With Hanser, there was not necessarily a lot of super carry performances there as much as there was more just like team fighting performances. And their bot lane, I know everyone was like, the last thing you remember from Sven is not good. It's a very bad taste in your mouth, but he had a very good year last year outside of that, and he really stepped up to the plate without having Mithy on his team. I think we have Cloud9 at 2.6 at number 3. I think they are also very strong. I think these 3 teams are still by far the biggest favorites, in my opinion, for the top 3 spots. I don't think any of the other teams are kind of close to them at the moment, at least, because there wasn't enough changes that happened for me. None of these 3 teams changed, and there wasn't enough changes on the teams below them to elevate them to this status, personally. I'm assuming you guys agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Next, we had FlyQuest number 4. I thought they finished the split pretty strong. They did go 0-3 against Liquid, but they were, I believe, the 4th place team coming in last year, and they looked really good. And I like Pobelter, plays really well in NA still. You had Viper, who's had now a split of experience, just like Broken Blade. I think they both had a very, very strong split to begin their pro careers. I guess Broken Blade's already played in Turkey. Viper, on the other hand, not playing pro before, but the career in LCS, I should say. But yeah, I think FlyQuest can go nothing but up. Personally, I think that JJ had a kind of weak spring split, I think, but that's why they signed Woodid to give us a little competition there. So if he starts off having a weak summer split, they do have a support already in the wings to replace him. Golden Guardians we have at number 5, and I think that Golden Guardians is another one of those teams that pretty good all around. They have Ole, they have Hanser, they have Froggen. As long as they put Froggen on like non-meta picks, I think they're okay. Don't put Froggen on Lissandro's not in the meta anymore, but like don't put him on the meta stuff. When he was off meta, that's where they won the games. They just all got carried by Froggen essentially on his weird picks, like his Anivia mid, his Karthus mid especially, which is amazing. And I'd really like to see them more innovate a bit and not play as much meta, because they seem to thrive in the non-meta. We have CLG as the number 6 team. I think the upgrade for Ruin instead of Darshan is a big enough upgrade for CLG. I think it was the best upgrade of the split of the preseason here.
Off-season.
Off-season.
Preseason. Yeah.
Thank you. I think it was the best upgrade of the off-season, and I think that should put CLG into the playoffs. Obviously, nowhere near the Team Liquid TSM C9 level, at least so far. You never know what's going to happen, but definitely should break this 3-year curse for CLG. I really think they should break this. Hopefully.
We hope.
Hopefully. We all have combined Clutch Gaming and Echofox tied for 7th place. Technically 8th if you divide the math, but 7th and 8th there. And yeah, I don't see. I do like the Cody Sun upgrade. I think that Clutch is one of the biggest question marks for me. If it's all depends on Huni really, what kind of Huni you get. We've had 3 straight splits of not so great Huni, and hopefully if he can improve, and then you have Cody Sun, and if you have Piglet playing on the Aurelia and all the non-ADCs that he actually looked more comfortable on, I think this team could be a threat to make the playoffs. Honestly, I just don't have enough confidence in them yet to say that for sure. Echo Fox, same thing. I think that they did make playoffs off a miracle run at the end. I believe they won their 4 last games of the season to make it in, and they eventually did lose to TSM 3-1. But they, outside of that believe it was a 4-game win streak. They had only won like 1 or 2 series in the last like 7 or so. So they were coming off a very bad losing streak, and we were, I believe, tied for last place before that. So I'm wondering if it was just getting hot at the right time in the original. The original like record was how they're gonna play, and they're just a big question mark for me. I think Solo's been playing very well under the radar, top laner, I think, and hopefully he can carry his team, but I don't think he'll have enough to be able to carry them to a playoff spot this year. And we want to see a much better performance by Rush. I didn't think Rush had a good year at all. He had a good few games at the end there, but I don't think
He had a perfectly adequate year because he wins 1, loses 1 most of the time.
True, but
or loses 2, wins 2.
Yeah, but in those losses were like
very
much his fault.
I'm not defending him. I'm just saying.
I believe it was one against TSM where he went like 0-9 or something like that in the playoffs, and like as a Jarvan against the Rek'Sai. I think that was one of the first.
And then they picked the
Rek'Sai
Jarvan again. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think they picked it. They picked it like all 3 times into Rek'Sai.
Stupid.
That was the original start of our do not pick Jarvan into Rek'Sai. Like it was like 2-20 or whatever by the end of it. But it started with Rush, and it really was bad. We have 100 Thieves as 8.3, which is not good for 9th in our standings. We're very. This team, I should scratch what I said about Clutch Gaming. This is the team that could easily be a playoff team. They have someday like top 3 top laner coming out of, or honestly the number 1 top
was
laner.
Was he the split MVP?
No, he wasn't, because Doublelift was the split MVP. But
oh yeah, but he was.
He was like 2nd place, I think. Like he was coming off fantastic, arguably going into Spring Split the best top laner in NA. Now no longer the case, but he can get back to that level. Bang, coming from SKT, should have been a huge upgrade for 100 Thieves over Rikara. That's a big as an upgrade as you can get. Aphromoo, if he returns the Spring Split performance and everything before the last 2 splits, there's another great support on the team. And then you have Soligo. Now you have Amazing as your jungler, who's okay. He's average, I would say, but he's definitely an improvement over Ondo was last split, I would say as well. This team could easily be a playoff team. Not even just playoff. I could see the team like a top 4 team in the league. But saying that, we saw how bad they performed last year. They looked like the opposite of a team. They looked like your solo queue teammates, pretty much. Like no coordination, nothing went right. Everyone's like tilted, and that is why we have them at 9th. I would like to see them up.
They watched the Gen Air game film.
Yeah. They did nothing. Their game 100 Thieves game plan for most games was give up first blood, give up a kill or 2, give up another objective, and then just don't try to do anything because you're too far behind. And then by doing that, you get further and further behind, and then you just lose the game. Pretty much their whole strategy last year. And finally, we have Optic at 9.3 in 10th place. I don't know, man. This Optic team played pretty well last year. Crown had a really good year, I thought. And like, I don't know. I don't like their chances this year.
It didn't make any changes, and they didn't look. I mean, they looked okay. They didn't look amazing last split. So,
and there's all that turmoil like inside the clubhouse, or Is it a clubhouse? I don't know. But like with Optic probably selling their entire organization, not only their lead team but all of Optic in general is probably selling by the end of the year. And we're looking to see possibly Immortals take their spot in Clutch Gaming. Obviously, as we know, we're going to get as Dignitas next year as well. So I didn't take that into effect with Clutch Gaming either. But that's a little different than the Optic situation because I don't believe Clutch is selling their entire thing, but Optic is. So we might see Dignitas and Immortals back in the league, which I'm pretty excited for the Immortals one at least.
Yeah, I think it's definitely interesting that we had basketball teams getting involved, like big organizations backing them. But at the end of the day, Golden Guardians has turned it around from being horrible, and now
Last
we're
place,
getting
last place.
and now we're getting the esports organizations who know the scene maybe a little better, and I'm sure the people on the staff at the bigger like sports organizations are perfectly competent, know what they're doing, but I'm personally happy to see the esports teams coming back.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I just didn't see any like activity or like 100 Thieves, for as bad as they were last split, they promote really well. And like they're one of the basketball organizations, but they have done really well with Nadeshot at the head of it. Like
Yeah, and Nadeshot is an
which is a
esports
180
guy
by the way.
though.
Yeah, but that's a 180 by the way because they had very bad PR coming into the end of last season.
Oh yeah.
So, but I haven't seen like anything from Clutch Gaming. Like, do you know like one thing Clutch Gaming did like outside of the league to like promote it? Like, you saw Golden Guardians at least like they promoted it at Warriors games and stuff. Did they ever promote Clutch Gaming at Houston Rockets games?
I think they went to one Rockets game.
They did?
And, like waved. Yeah.
and waved.
Everyone's like, who are they?
But yeah,
Like took pictures with players.
I think Golden Guardian. I think all those organizations kind of were doing more than Clutch Gaming on the outside to like build their brand a bit. And I don't think Clutch Gaming ever built the brand, and I think that's why Dignitas is taking their spot.
I think the Rockets as an organization though are kind of in a little hot water just themselves, so maybe they want to get out,
Yeah,
cut the fat.
could be true. All right, and those are our preseason power rankings, though. So let's go straight into our predictions. And unlike China, where there's only 4 series coming up, we have a full 10 games this weekend for NA. China's only playing this weekend as well, which makes it nice for me as a viewer. Not have to watch all the week, but you know, we'll go straight into the first game, which is Cloud9 versus FlyQuest. Starting out the season with brand new, or pretty much the same Cloud9 team versus almost the same FlyQuest team, possibly the same, depending if Woodid's playing or not. I think personally that Cloud9 is going to start the season out strong. They did lose a best of 5, 3-2 against TSM, and finish in 3rd place. But I think that this year they're gonna be better than FlyQuest. I think they're in that Elite 3 more so, and FlyQuest is on the outside looking in. I think C9 will get the win at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cloud9 as well. I just think Licorice and Scarin, Niske, we'll see if he can do. I don't think he was bad last split, but we'll see if he can do better. And then the bot lane, I think they're just better than FlyQuest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a very difficult game for Cloud9. I think it should be a pretty good. I don't think it's going to be difficult. I think it should be a pretty easy pickup.
I think this is one of those games where if they lose, you're like, okay, FlyQuest is back. Like it wasn't a fluke.
Yeah, I don't think it's like I said, like FlyQuest. There's 3 tiers in NA. There's the elite tier of Team Liquid, TSM, Cloud9, the middle tier of FlyQuest, Golden Guardians, Clutch Gaming, possibly CLG, possibly Clutch and 100 Thieves. They're like on the outside of that tier, and then the bad tier definitely is those 4 on the bottom, I'd say. But like I think Clutch and 100 Thieves are in that gray area between bad and average. I think Optic and Echo Fox sadly are on the bad tier. Personally, that's what I think. Next, we have the rematch from the finals. Team Liquid versus TSM. I really think that TSM is actually going to win this game. I think that there's going to be a bit of an MSI hangover for Team Liquid going to the finals for the first time. And just coming back, what was it, like just 2 weeks ago? I think that it's a lot coming back from a tournament like that. I expect possibly the same thing with G2, depending on who they're playing, though LEC does start a week later, so that's going to help as well. But I think that it's going to be a little bit rocky coming out, like it usually is with most teams after going to big events and coming like that close or winning it and all. And I think that TSM is a very strong opponent as well. So with that mixture, I think that TSM is actually going to beat Liquid, and Liquid's going to start 0-1.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Brock, who are you picking? I know who you're picking.
I'm gonna go with Liquid.
Ooh.
Wow.
Just because, I mean, I don't like Liquid, but you gotta respect what they did at MSI. So I'll give them credit for that. This is the last time
Hey, well, you picked them for 50% of the games against TSM this split already, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go TL as well. I know there's an MSI hangover. I think if anyone's gonna have an MSI hangover, it's gonna be Double Lift, because he may be not upset. I think he's really happy with how he played, but he'll be like, "Oh, we're going back to NA." But I just think Impact has been playing out of his mind. I think he's got a really strong mentality. Core JJ is gonna want to just come back and hit the ground running. I think that's the Korean mental. They're like, gotta improve. And I think Double Lift has got the bruh dude NA mentality. And Xmithy is a domestic god and an international. Look bad, but then pulled it together.
Yeah,
So
look terrible, then look great, then look terrible. It was terrible,
And
great, terrible. Like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and Jensen Bjergsen, that can go either way.
Yeah, I agree. I think the MSI hangover
I
will
favor
take effect.
Bjergsen, but yeah.
Next we have CLG versus 100 Thieves. This one's a tough one for me.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I want to believe in this 100 Thieves team, but I also think that Ruin over Darshan is the strongest upgrade for CLG that they can have. So, but Amazing over Anda is also a really good upgrade as well. It's very tough. I went back and forth on this, but I'm sorry, Brian. I took 100 Thieves in the first game.
You ranked them
I know.
8th.
I know. This could be an upset, though. This could, you could just because they're ranked lower doesn't mean.
I'll be real upset.
I'm worried about. I'm worried about someday coming back and being like Ruin's gonna have nerf first time in NA or LCS, and I'm just
Big
worried.
doubt.
He's
played in EU, and he just played his brains out at MSI.
That's true, but I don't know. I'm concerned. I'm picking it as like a little bit of a bold upset, but not too much of a bold upset. We'll see.
Man,
we'll see. I think this game's closer.
I'm gonna skip you, Brock. I'm going CLG.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up, Brian. Oh no, our Discord is actually breaking up. I'm gonna call you guys. Whoops, sorry about that, everyone. We were breaking up there. Oops. How do I add multiple people to a call? I don't know. How do we add multiple people to a call? Do you know how to do that? You figured that out while I do my other predictions, because Discord just crashed on us.
Yeah.
Hey, Idol. William actually taking chances? I know. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Our Discord server completely crashed right there.
It's Discord because there's multiple servers that's been doing that.
Yeah. So what's your pick, Brock? Or Brian, what were you saying about CLG? Because it just cut you off immediately
Yeah,
after CLG.
No, I'm not saying it again. No, I think Someday is probably 100 Thieves' best performing player. We'll see about Amazing and Cody Sun. Or, I'm sorry, that's the wrong team. We'll see about Bang and it is Amazing on 100 Thieves, right?
Yeah.
They're all red and black teams, sorry. But we'll see how they
Cody Sun
do.
was on them before.
Yeah. We'll see how Bang does this split, because he could just wipe the floor with CLG. I mean, I would say Stixay hasn't looked great as of late, but he hasn't looked horrible. I mean, I think he looked better than Bang last split, which is weird to say. But I'm still going Yeah, I'm gonna say CLG because I think the ruin effect. I think he's going to ruin some days' hopes and dreams of MVP.
Hey,
Coming in
I see
strong.
what you did there.
Yeah,
I like that.
William actually taking chances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brock.
William actually picking against Liquid is what he should have said.
Hey, Brian had more picks of Liquid last split than I did.
This is actually a lot tougher than I think it should be, because I think 100 Thieves is going to win this one, but the reason I think they're going to win it is because if there's any team that knows how to give false hope, it's 100 Thieves. So I think they're going to win the first game, and we're going to be like, hey, you know what? Some of us called it 100 Thieves. This team can't be that bad. And then they're just going to lose the rest of the games. Because they signed Bang, I'm like, no one's beating this team. And then no one lost against that team.
A few, like 2 teams did. So you have 100 Thieves. Well, sorry, Brian. We are CLG haters.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm not a CLG hater.
You know I have to go CLG first game.
Oh, yeah,
and
for sure.
They can let me down, and I'll pick them for the next 5 weeks, and then I'll off the bandwagon.
Oh, that sounds so true.
I feel like we all have teams that do that. Yours is Liquid, yours is CLG, and mine's TSM.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least...
Yeah, weird. Y'all's teams are doing a little bit better than mine. So.
one team is 3-time defending champs, other team's making finals. One team has made the playoffs.
That's exactly what Idle's saying. Like, wow, you're going out on a limb with not picking TL, which is true, but...
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched 2 splits ago, but I won the predictions.
You did. You did. By tiebreaker.
He went, yeah, by a tiebreaker, but I did win, and then I rode my team way too hard last split. So we're doing it again.
So it's only 3 weeks instead of 5 weeks this year.
Yeah.
Next game is Optic versus Clutch, and this game, I think this is where I would like to see Cody's son, as long as he's starting. Because like, what were you guys saying that wasn't confirmed? That
it's confirmed.
It's confirmed.
Yeah, it's
Okay. So yeah, I think that they will actually be able to abuse the bot lane of Arrow and Big. I think that. I don't know.
Is this the next game?
Yeah, this is Clutch versus Optic. I just have Clutch winning this game. I think I would like to see. This is the game that I absolutely need them to win if I'm going to have faith in them being a possible playoff team.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how Crown does. I think this is the Crown show.
Yeah. Add Cody's son to it, though. I think it's really good.
I mean, I guess I'm going to win again if William continues on this route. You're right. And then if Brock gets behind, Brock goes all out on those upsets. Brock is like, I am getting out of this hole this week.
I'm just beating Liquid. I'm just saying, we can't wait for it, boys.
And then Brock gets like that one after losing like 12 of them in a row. He gets one's like, I told ya.
I've been telling you guys, don't you? Liquid sucks. It doesn't matter that you're 16-1.
It's like when you call something every time, then it happens. You're like, see, I called it.
What did I say?
Yep.
Ranger boots. No, I'm kidding.
So you got Optic, Brian? We splicing it up 3 different.
Yeah. Give me Optic. I'm going in on Crown.
Ooh, Brock.
I have to be proven right or proven wrong by this Clutch team, even though I ranked Optic last.
Hey, look, just because I picked 100 Thieves, and I know they're gonna let me down, I'm gonna go with my boy Big.
on Optic?
Just so he can let me down again.
I forgot. Crown who?
Yeah, it's the big show.
World champion who? It's all big all the time.
Yep.
Best support NA.
Best
support.
Okay. If I were hypothetically speaking, if they were going to make a change, they may want to look at supports. Just going to say it. Maybe
Hang on a minute.
top lane.
I know.
Dokla is the weak link of that team.
That's true. Also,
Look, man.
Is Gate
Big-
still on Optic?
They can't solo carry. They need to get rid of bot to top lane, and then just leave Big.
True.
Yeah, I just think with Dokla, Arrow, Big, like, this team is not...
they're not a sexy team. Like
it is the Crown show. Like,
it is Crown,
it is
100%.
and then you do have Meteos or Dardoch in the jungle, which definitely will helps Crown a lot. I think their mid lane synergy is really good. Outside of that, it's really weak. And that's why we have them 10th. Like,
Who's disrespect? I don't know if I like it, guys.
I'm sorry, Brock.
Oh no.
Final game from Saturday is Golden Guardians versus Echo Fox. I have this one going to the Golden Guardians, starting out the season strong, 1-0. I really want them to not play meta. I want them to be like the G2 light of NA. I want them to spice it up, play random stuff.
Mid.
Yeah, exactly. And it works every time they put them on random, like Karthus mid. No one else was playing Karthus mid. No one still has played Karthus mid. They won almost every game they played Karthus mid. They won a game on Anivia mid.
They're gonna first pick Silas for Froggen mid.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That's honestly a meta champ that I'm okay with. Like outside of that, he could not play Lissandra very well at all. Like that was big meta. Even his LeBlanc was only okay, I thought. But
I just don't see Froggen playing well on Silas. It's not his style at all.
Yeah, he's definitely control mid.
Too many mechanics.
I just want. I think maybe with his ult. No, I was like thinking with the ults of the champions he's good on is Anivia, Karthus. Like they're very R press.
Press R, go get a cup of water, come back. Wait,
maybe not. Yeah,
team's cleared.
Yeah, so that but he wasn't good on the Lissandra. That was the same ult too.
That's not true because you gotta strategically use it on them or yourself.
True.
Got a decision.
there's a decision. Okay. Yeah, I still have Golden Guardians winning this game though.
Same. I also have Golden Guardians winning.
I also have Golden Guardians winning.
Hey, that's the second game we're all the same in. I was gonna say
I'm happy with this because it's gonna be a real race potentially.
Yeah.
Unless someone just aces the entire first week. But
yeah, that's true. That could there could very well be a 3-game difference after week 1. Maybe more. We've only done the first day. Day number 2, we got Clutch Gaming versus Cloud9. And this, I would love to see Clutch Gaming actually win this game against Cloud9. I don't see it. I'm not going to go that crazy on my upsets. But if they do, this is another 2-0 start. They started out 2-0 last year as well. But I think this 2-0 is a little different than last year. I would definitely see them as possibly the 4th best team in the league if they could upset Cloud9. Don't think they will, though. I think Cloud9 will be able to take care of business. I don't think Cody Sun will be able to handle Sneaky and Zazul in bot lane. I don't think that's a big enough difference.
I agree.
Yeah, I think I agree as well. I don't think there's much to say. I mean, until like I said again, until they prove it,
yeah,
it's still C9. I mean,
and Licorice over Huni, which was a joke spring split of last year when Licorice picked Lucian into Huni and got destroyed with it. But like now it's like, oh, Licorice is like way better than Huni at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're all big C9 fans apparently, because we're all on the same page for all their games.
I got a C9 mouse pad, bro.
Next, we have round 8 of FlyQuest versus Golden Guardians. These two teams are so 50-50. Win, lose, win, lose. If you remember at the end of last split, they played each other on the last day of the season. I believe it was Golden Guardians won. And then FlyQuest beat them in a tiebreaker.
Was that to make it into playoffs?
No, that was just regular game. And then Golden Guardians won the Force a tiebreaker to get whoever gets like home field event, like side selection, which FlyQuest won. And then they went to 5 games in their actual series, just back and forth, and FlyQuest ended up winning over that. These two teams are like dead even to me, and obviously in our power rankings, we agree, as we both have them 4-5, 4-5, and then 4-5. Like, we all have them there. I have Golden Guardians winning this game just because... No, actually, I think I had FlyQuest. Let me double check. I said Golden Guardians, but I meant FlyQuest. That's who I originally picked. I think FlyQuest will be able to win with Pole Belter and Wild Turtle. I think that will be enough to beat Golden Guardians. Pole Belter pops off in NA domestically.
Okay, Brock's muted. Yeah, I'm gonna go FlyQuest as well. I believe in Pobelter domestically, like you said. Who is it still Deftly on Golden Guardians?
Yes, it's Deftly and Ole.
definitely an Ole. I have faith in Ole still. I love the guy.
Ole is my favorite player. Man, he had a bad split last year. He had a
Yeah.
bad international performance on Team Liquid, but he played well domestically in spring and summer.
Yeah. Like I was saying for TL, the Korean mental, he is too nice.
He's so
Like
nice.
he's such a nice person.
I don't think he's ever said something bad before.
He doesn't. He said Peter was mean to him once, but he said it in the
He
nicest
said it in the nicest
possible.
way, exactly.
Yeah. I just don't think he's got the killer instinct. So maybe he can prove us wrong because he was a god before
on Immortals,
like,
yeah.
on Immortals, yeah, and
Morgana's
even
like
on
one of the
Liquid.
best.
Yeah. But we'll see if he can get it back.
I've got Golden Guardian.
It sounds like your dog agrees.
But they also have Golden Guardians.
Should start a tab here for Brock's dogs.
Bark counter.
Yep, bark counter. Team
I'll
Liquid.
just say they're not Liquid fans.
So next game we do have Team Liquid. They're facing off against Echo Fox. I think the MSI hangover is only going to be one day. I just don't think the talent difference between Echo Fox and Team Liquid. Got number 9, got number 1. I think that's too much, even with hangover. That Team Liquid should be able to cruise to victory, get their first win of the season on the second day.
Yeah. This one I think is an open and shut case. I don't think Echo Fox has it in him to beat the runners up at MSI
But-
that 3-1 IG.
But Rush only goes 1-1.
Yeah. Who they play the first day?
They play
Golden Guardian.
Golden Guardians, yeah.
Maybe they win that one.
Definitely won't be this one. That is for sure.
Yeah, so yeah, you have Team Liquid as well. And then
Yeah.
we have the blowout of the week of TSM versus CLG. And,
Yeah, this ain't
this
even
is-
going to be close. TSM.
Yeah. It's been how many years now since CLG beat TSM?
Hey, that's in series. They beat them in games.
Okay. When
Yeah.
was the last time they beat him in a game?
Not last split. Did they beat him
I don't
last
think it
split?
was.
I don't think
I don't
so.
think they beat him in a game in like 4 splits either. Now, at this point, maybe it's only 3. But I don't think since I've been dedicatedly watching them or watching League that CLG has beaten TSM. It's been rough.
We're
Brian.
gonna shock the world.
Okay, so I'm writing you down for CLG there.
I said TSM.
But you'll be super happy to be wrong.
I will be. Yeah, this is like exactly what you did with TL above. You know when I forget what it's called when you bet against your team. So it's like you're really happy your team wins, but you lose your bet.
Yeah.
It's like you're just torn.
Oh yeah, I'll be thrilled with Team Liquid victory. I just think like you brought up a good point where Core JJ and Impact might not be affected, but I definitely think Doublets will be affected at least the first game. Even if he's affected the second game, I think they could still beat Echo Fox just fine.
Yeah.
Final game. Oh god, already starting. Huh? 100 Thieves versus Optic. Oh, already starting back.
All right.
Back in
Let
the
me
summer.
get my quarter out. Let's flip it. Okay, I got my pick.
All right. I'm going with 100 Thieves. I think that just someday should be better than Dokla. Dokla was the worst top laner last year. Even I would even put Darshan number 9. I'd put Dokla definitely number 10. And I think if there's ever a game to recover for someday, if you lost to Ruin, which I think you'll be able to beat Ruin, you can definitely beat Dokla. And I think that the only issue is that Crown. It's the same as the CLG situation where I think Power of Evil over Soligo is a good matchup, and that's how CLG ends up beating 100 Thieves. Crown over Soligo as well. It's definitely in the mid lane, and it's going to be up to Amazing to be able to protect his mid laner enough so that the enemy mid laners don't become the win conditions of the enemy team.
Yeah, who's on blue side? Who's on red side?
Blue side is 100 Thieves.
Okay, so 100 Thieves is 1 to 10, and then 11 to 20 is Optic. I got a 13, so put me down for Optic.
All right. Hard-hitting analysis here by Brian.
I was gonna pick Optic anyway because I have to be proven wrong. That's my downfall in this week 1.
With 100
And I
Thieves,
know I was out on Optic in the power rankings, and I was
You,
up on.
you, yeah, you have Optic as the worst team coming in, and you have them going 2-0.
You know I like to get on the Optic hype train. I like
You're
the
a big
team.
Optic hype train guy.
I don't know why.
You're like me. I get on the Golden Guardians hype train quite a bit. Yeah. Brock, final prediction to wrap up the podcast.
Hey, Brian's not the only one who has the worst team going to. I'm thinking Heart of Thieves.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we both have 100 Thieves going 2-0. This is. You'd think we would have learned from last. Let's see, last split here. We had. I picked 100 Thieves, or Brock picked them to win 10 games. I picked them to win 9 games, and Brian picked them to win 7 games. And they only ended up with 4.
Welcome to being let down.
Yep. So we're gonna get those
welcome,
hopes up
guys.
again. At least you don't have CLG going 2-0 this week.
I'm not stupid.
That's next week.
When they 2-0, yes, it is next week.
Yeah. All right. That will be our podcast for today. And thank you guys for coming to watch. Sorry it's not updated. Wish we had a month and we only had a week. And Lars got sick, so just bad things after bad things.
So blame Lars.
Yeah, it's all Lars's fault, pretty much.
Lars, I didn't say that. I was just telling you what he actually messaged me on Discord earlier about this.
And I was like, Lars just had to get sick this weekend, didn't he? But thank you guys for coming to watch. We will be back tomorrow with the LCK. Brock, are you still on LCK this split?
What's tomorrow?
Tuesday.
I won't be able to.
Got it. I will be there for LCK, and then Wednesday we'll be back to the LMS. Thursday the LEC, and Fridays we're doing podcasts on Fridays as well. I don't know the layout for that yet. I'm gonna work on that this week, probably while I'm at work, because who does work at work? But we're gonna do all the minor regions in one podcast. It's gonna be brief, hard-hitting analysis, just real quick. Nothing, no delayed. How do I say that? Well thought out sentences. I don't know how to say it.
Oh. No deep analysis.
Yes, thank you. Deep analysis. No in-depth analysis on any of those. We're going to be talking I will do the predictions for each league. I will do the standings, and I will do a brief talk about each team probably, and then we'll move straight on to the next region. So it'll probably be a pretty long podcast, but I figured the minor regions need some love as well, and I was really excited to see them at MSI. It was very nice to see, and I kind of want to watch more. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.